Hello everyone, it's Helen from Journaling Planet, and on day 4 of my 100-day project where I turn 100 pieces of junk into 100 plus pieces of beautiful treasure, I'm going to be upcycling this wine label and I'm going to be creating a really beautiful journaling card from it. All of the things that I'm using in this journaling card are going to be upcycled materials. So the backing is going to be this piece of dog food container, and I'm also going to use some brown paper. This came with some flowers when my husband died, so I'm going to put this to good use and work it into a creative project because that is what my eco-friendly husband would have wanted. Whilst I'm gluing this down, when you get a wine label off the back of a bottle, see it's still tacky, bits stick to it. Whilst I'm gluing it down, because I'm still going to need to add some glue to it, I will tell you how I got it off the wine bottle in pretty much one piece, okay? It's a technique, if you can call it a technique, I think it is a technique, that I saw on one of the videos made by the lovely Marguerite Miller, and if you don't follow her, my goodness, yes, go and follow her, she's brilliant. She's a collage artist and she has so many great ideas when it comes to upcycling and collecting ephemera. So I'm just putting loads of glue on the back of this. What she did in her video and what I did in order to get this label off the wine bottle in relatively one piece is she filled the bottle with hot water just above the label line. So just above where the label sat on the bottle. And when you do that, it reactivates the glue that they use in order to stick down these labels onto the bottle, and it becomes tacky again. And after a minute or two, you can just gently peel up the sides of the label and pull it off the bottle. So that's exactly what I did. Just going to trim around this. So this is what it looks like when it's stuck down. There's a little bit of a raggedy edge here from where I tore it off the bottle, but otherwise, to be honest, this is pretty much already a piece of beautiful ephemera just on its own. As per usual, my cutting could be straighter. Oh dear me, honestly. Who knows whether that just made it better or worse. But as you can see, it's a really beautiful picture. It's got this lovely postmark detail. I just think that although, yes, we could go out and buy pictures, there are things sitting in our kitchen, in our home, that we can repurpose, and it doesn't really cost anything. From an eco perspective, if you want to be really eco-friendly with the water and not waste any water, then you could boil some water, say you're boiling some vegetables, and then just decant it into the bottle of wine so that you're basically reusing the water, the hot water that you boiled, rather than boiling some fresh just to do this. That is what I did. So you can still make it eco-friendly. If you're going to use that water to boil some vegetables anyway, you can decant it and use it in the bottle of wine to get the label off. So as I say, that could be a piece of ephemera as it is, but I have, because of this jagged edge, I've glued it down to the brown side of this packaging. So on the reverse, it's still showing the dog food. So I need to cover that over. I'm not in love with the fact that we can still see the name of the wine. So I'm just going to look to using some of my scraps that are just lying around on my desk. A bit of music paper here. I think with a little bit of distress ink, this could do the job. That's a good start. A couple of little details like I think some washi tape might help cover up the last bits. for a finishing touch, I'm just going to ink around the edge in brown. It's looking really lovely, but you know I can't just leave it there. I haven't used an ink stamp, so I am just going to use a couple more postmarks, and I'm going to call it a day there. Honestly, I'm going to stop, I promise. Honest. Well, we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, I'm really liking how that turned out. If I go any further, I'm going to run the risk of ruining it. I know I am. But I just sort of feel like there's still a space here where something could be. So I'm just going to have a quick look and decide if I want to put anything in this little space here before I finish. After a couple of auditions, we have a winner. This flower that I'd fussy cut a while back now. And the reason I felt I needed it is that hopefully you can see the sort of pink hues here in the picture from the wine label. I needed something that echoed that I felt in the border. So I brought in this little flower. I am now very happy with this. I could add more. One thing that comes to mind is that I could spatter it with some watercolor paint, but actually I'm a little bit concerned about obscuring the beautiful picture that I started with if I go any further. Sometimes in this business, craft, recreational pleasure, whatever it is to you, you have to know when to stop and when you're going to actually ruin the original thing that you're working from. And I think this is my spot. I know I've used a picture here, but you absolutely 100% can use typographical wine labels as well. And gosh, you could create an amazing masterboard with those. I don't drink, sadly, enough wine to make that happen. I would be hospitalized if I drank that much wine. This wine label isn't even off a bottle that I drank. It's off a bottle that my in-laws drank. So I don't really drink enough wine to warrant this, but I saw an opportunity. I could see that the bottle was heading for the recycling. I acted, and I feel I've got something really beautiful out of it. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you do enjoy a glass of wine here and there, do look at the labels, see whether or not it's worth harvesting them, because this was super easy. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time.